Hey everyone, it's Ryan Leonard with Wolfnest Property Management, and today we've got some good information for tenants here in Utah that are looking to rent. We're talking about what you need to know about the rental application process. Now this is more geared to us here at Wolfnest and also here in Utah. Obviously different states have different rules and regulations and all of that, but renting a home, especially here in Salt Lake City, it can be a kind of a daunting process, right? It's a very competitive market. You find a property that you like, and then before you know it, it is gone. Now it seems as simple as I find the property, I submit an application, and then I get to move into the property, but that's not really the case. If you haven't rented in a long time, or if this is your first time renting, the application process has become much more thorough, much more diligent on the end of a property manager or an owner. It's almost like you're applying for a loan at a bank, and the vetting and the screening and the checks that they're doing are almost like they're underwriting a loan. So when you're filling out a rental application, things that you can typically expect to see, obviously your name, the current address, employment and income information or verification, W-2s, pay stubs may be required, contact information. Again, they want to make sure that they can get a hold of you via phone, email, or even text. Photo ID, make sure that you have a valid driver's license or identification card. Pets, if applicable, make sure you have the information on those pets. Also, vaccinations may be required. Personal professional references is a big one. Previous landlord information. If you haven't rented in a long time, that's probably not going to be applicable, but if you have, make sure you have that contact information and maybe reach out to those individuals, let them know that they may be contacted for a reference call. And also background information may be required. Now, it's also not uncommon to see an application fee. A lot of landlords, property management companies, there is an expense associated to doing application processing. So it's not uncommon to see a application fee. Generally, it's going to run between $30 and $60, and usually is applicable to anyone over the age of 18. Now, once you've submitted that application, you're really into that review process, which, let's be honest, it's a waiting game. So to kind of give you an idea of what's happening during that process, we'll kind of recap some of the things that most management companies are going to do, but it's always important to kind of reach out to them and ask expectations of when you can expect to hear back. But the first thing that we're going to see is that they're going to review all the application information on that application, making sure everything matches up. Also, if there's going to be 3 individuals over the age of 18, making sure each one of those individuals has an application submitted before really starting that review process. Big things that they're going to be looking at is going to be that gross income, past rental history, and criminal background checks is going to be a big one. Next thing they're going to be do is generating the credit and background reports. So with us here at Wolfnest, that's a criminal background check. We do a sex offender registry check, nationwide eviction check, and you name it, we're pretty much going to be checking it. So now with regards to the property management company doing these background reports, they're going to be looking for anything that could be deemed as a threat or a high risk with any applicants living in that property. Next, they're going to be verifying income and employment. Now, especially when COVID hit, we saw a lot of individuals actually, forging or falsifying information on the application, like how much they make, because maybe they just lost their job. So it's not uncommon to ask for, pay stubs, W-2s, or if you don't have income, they may want to see bank statements to make sure that you do have enough money in the bank to be able to afford rent for a year, 2 years, however long that lease agreement may be. Next part is the waiting, right? Now, typically background or credit checks may take up to 72 hours. So if you get your application in and you're just dying to hear back from them, just know that it does take time. Also, depending on who you provide as far as employment references or landlord references, notifying them that they may be contacted and to answer calls. A lot of people won't answer calls, they don't know the number. So notifying those individuals ahead of time is a great way to make sure that they actually respond, because the quicker we can gather all that information and verify it, the quicker you can move into that property. So what happens at the end of the application process? It's really going to be 2 things. It's either going to be approval or a denial. If it's approval, typically the leasing team or that leasing manager or the DIY owner will kind of walk you through next steps. If it's a denial, unfortunately, again, that's just kind of what it is. But it's important to ask, questions before signing that lease agreement. That's usually the next step is, reviewing the lease agreement and signing it. And make sure you understand what you're signing up for and that there's clear expectations from you, the tenant, and that property manager. Now, if you you have any questions, I'd be happy to get you connected to our leasing team if you're a prospective tenant. There's our website, there's my phone number. Feel free to reach out. I'll get you connected to the people that you need to talk to, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thanks.